play. Got a couple hits, cause you know I can't play. We gon' win it no matter what the shape. Got the stick, we gon' bring it out the safe. I was down below the commas. I put dollars on my head like I don't wanna. Yeah, I'm proud of what I did, I'm gonna come up. Baby, left me on red, so don't try to run up. Want no smoke, then come in peace. Flow so foreign overseas. Got them praying, they like please. They want cheddar, not no cheese. Undefined, they don't get it, it's amazing. I was down bad in the basement. I would pray to God for a placement. I was never patient, I was always racing. Got me on the drive, that's a flagrant. Little boy, tell me what you chasing. We gotta do better, gotta be clever, gotta love more, that's a statement. Yeah, they just wanna see me in the grave. I'm out the law in the rave.
It's time! Welcome to DFS by the Numbers with your host, Brady.
Better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Best Bet for UFC Vegas 91. We got Matheus Nicolau going against Alex Perez. We have a 13-fight card and we have a solid one. You know, I'm looking forward to it, especially this main card. Looking forward to every single fight on the main card. The prelims, you know, there's some good ones and there's some very, very bad ones like Dontel Mays and Kyle Machado, Ketlin Souza, Marnik Man, but there's some fun ones. You know, we got Mashate, Gabriel Benitez, Liang Na, Ivana Petrovic. So yeah, overall, I think it's a solid card. Looking forward to breaking it down. I am here with Uncle Weezy. Me and Weezy will be going at it today. Just the two of us here on Best Bet. What is up, Weezy? You looking forward to UFC Vegas 91?
Dude, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth, and it wasn't because of this card. I just saw Nick Osteros in the chat say that the Bears, my Chicago Bears, drafted a punter in round 4.
Wow. You don't hear that?
No, please don't do that. Why? That cannot be true. Jeez, God. Oh, my word. All right. Well, either way, we had the number 1 pick. We got a really good quarterback, and now we got UFC Vegas 91. I'm excited about this card, Brady. I've got a little over 8 units of action tracked on this card. I might even throw another unit on this. I do like a lot of these spots, and then a lot of these fights, I wouldn't bet them with Drake's money. You know, so this is going to be weird. There are some fights that I'm going to have a very clear disclaimer on that if I wasn't on the Best Bet show, I wouldn't be making a bet on this fight. But we got to find those spots that stick out, and that's actually kind of fun because sometimes you go through these fights that you wouldn't bet, and you see something that maybe is a little bit underpriced and it piques your interest a little bit. So hopefully we can find something together here, Brady, on some of these fights. But there are some spots that I really like this week, and we're going to talk about them.
Yep, definitely some spots sticking out. Can't wait to break it down. We have 13 fights for this card, so me and Weezy will each get 3 passes each. And like Weezy said, I mean, if we could have like 5 or 6 passes, that'd be awesome for this card. We're gonna have to force some things on this card here. Before we get started, if you guys could please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go subscribe to Weezy as well. And also tune in Wednesday for Probability. Going to be having it on this channel and looking forward to that. Not sure on the time yet. Maybe like 9-ish, 10-ish, Weezy, around there.
Yeah, something like that. After we do our Pub Sports Radio show for the DFS, we'll do Probability. And you know, once we figure out the time, we'll put out that link nice and early. And I'm fired up for UFC 301 Probability. My templates have cleaned up the little coding errors that were in there. All these analytics are ready to go. I'm ready to stack cash tickets like flapjacks, and we got the tools to make it happen, Brady. So I'm looking forward to debuting this show and this new Patreon and Dub Club product that is going to be available going forward.
Yep, I can't wait for a Probability. Probably my first or second favorite show. It's between that and Stat Diggers, because Stat Diggers is nice and early. We get to bring up, you know, haircuts and Instagrams and all that. But Probability, it's something that personally does help me a lot and has helped me a lot in the past. So I think people do enjoy it. All right, let's shout out the chat. We got Nick, first one in here. What is up, Nick? We got Sean V, Dixon Sider. We got Damari. We got Monk. Looking forward to some Liang Na fight week. One last ride for the wig, unfortunately, I think. We got Steiny saying, "Wake up! It's Na Liang fight day. Let's go." We got Daniel who's waiting. Well, wait no longer. The show is on. Excuse you, Damar. Not going any rounds with Liang now. We got Jason in the building. We got Charles. We got Black M3 Force Daniels. We got the MetaHuman Project. What is up, Patrick? Eric the Red, Kyle, Roland. What is up? What is up? What is up? All right. I say we get right into it, Weezy, and we're going to kick the card off with a banger. I mean, we're kicking it off hot. We got Mahashate going against Gabriel Benitez. We got Mahashate sitting as a minus 225 favorite. Some money's came in him throughout the week. He was sitting around minus 180 earlier this week. Now minus 225. Gabriel Benitez sitting at plus 190. Weezy, you get 3 passes. Are you using one of those 3 passes on this fight, or is there something sticking out here for you?
I would use one of my passes on this fight. I am not betting on this fight. I wouldn't touch it with your money, Brady, anybody's money. But for the sake of this show, we got to come up with 10 bets and only pass on 3 fights. And I think there are a couple of spots on this fight that make just a little bit more sense than betting some of these other ones. So what I'm going to give you is the under 1.5 rounds here. I saw plus 135 somewhere. That was a reputable book. This Mahashate knockout prop has went from like plus 145 earlier in the week, which in my opinion was a somewhat fairly priced prop, to almost where it's even now. And it's just ridiculous. This guy Mahashate couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. You look at the distance striking accuracy on this guy, it's below 30%. I just couldn't lay the kind of juice on his money line. But, Benitez really is getting up there. He's getting to look shop worn. He's only 36 years old, but he's looking slower every time. He's looking just a little bit less with it every time. And the Mahashate being 12 years younger, being the much bigger guy, being the longer guy, that's all going to matter here. And he should win this fight. But these lines make me want to throw up in my throat. So I am just staying away from this line, betting with my own money. And I think that instead of going Mahashate KO at like evens, why not take that under 1.5 at plus 135? I kind of feel like both of these guys, if they're going to finish this fight, it's going to be early in the fight. So that's the way I would play this one.
Yeah, I was looking for that Mahashate knockout prop. Was hoping for plus 150 or better, but yeah, like you mentioned, at this point, we're not getting anywhere near that line. Mahashate by knockout, it's even minus 110 now on BetOnline. So
imagine paying juice on a knockout prop for a guy with 26% distance accuracy.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that. But it's a very popular play this week, and that's
24%. I'm sorry, 24%. What the hell? This guy's terrible.
It's not great.
I've interrupted you twice. I'm so sorry, Brady. It's just so bad.
No, keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm doing this kind of the same thing. I took the under 2.5 rounds. Get that extra round in there. It's minus 145 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I think these two are gonna throw down. I think both guys have paths to finish. I think Mahashate is the one getting the knockout, but yeah, like you said, those knockout props have been hammered to the point where they're getting a little bit disgusting at this point. Like the KO prop is almost the same price as the under 2.5 at this point. So I'm going under 2.5. You're going under 1.5. We're both looking at some violence there. Yeah. All right. See what you guys are saying in the chat. No stream. I think we're streaming right now, right? Or no?
It looks to me like we're streaming live, so. and that we've got literally tens of thousands of people around the world watching us right now.
All right. I hope we're streaming, or it'd be very awkward. Are you on any of them DFS? Bogdan Guskov and Karina Silva money line. I like the Karina Silva side there. Benitez exits to the power side without moving his head. Mahashate should have the length and power to punish his footwork and regressing chin. Yeah, I think a Mahashate knockout is on the table. Let's hope that Gary Copeland is the ref for this fight. Yeah, let's not. Let's hope Gary Copeland's nowhere near the apex for this card. The under 2.5 rounds at Mahashate plus 105. Decent way to play Mahashate if you need to.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good look.
Yeah, we got a Oi in the building. And let's see. All right. I think we will move on now to the people's main event. We got Ivana Petrovic going against Liang Na. We got Ivana Petrovic opened up minus 225, sitting as a minus 440 favorite. And Liang Na opened up plus 190, and she is sitting as a plus 340 underdog. So there were two spots I was debating for the show. One safer kind of spot, and then one, very risky spot, but some big odds. It was between the fight won't start round 3 at minus 152. Liang Na has 26 fights, 25 of them have not seen the third round. And then the other spot was Liang Na round 1 at plus 1200 on Bet365, and I think I'm going to go with that just because that's her money line. Her money line is that first round prop. I don't see any world where Liang Na goes out there and wins the decision, wins in the third round, wins in the second. That's not her style. I think she has one win outside of the first round, and it was against Luke's girl, Luana Jojo. Every win other than that was in the first round. So, you're getting plus 1200 on Liang Na's best win condition. If it doesn't happen in the first couple of minutes, I think she's screwed. I think she's getting finished. I'm very high and big on the fight is a good decision in this fight. My night pretty much comes down to it. But in terms of a prop for the show, looking for big odds, I'm taking a Liang Na plus 1200 round 1, one last ride. I don't know if it hits, but what I do know is she's going to do everything in her power, Wheezy, to try to make that hit. And there might be some moments where she gets close to it at the very least. And at plus 1200, I'm taking my shot. Wheezy, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I'm going the opposite way, but with the same read in that it's Liang Na early or it's going to be Ivana Petrovic late. So I spread the round 2-3 props earlier in the week at like plus 174. What does FanDuel have Petrovic round 2-3 at right now? Because that's probably where I'd go with this one. That's a bet I already have. I have Petrovic 2-3, a de facto 2-3 bet by spreading it. And I think I got plus 174 for that. And then I also spread the 2-3 KO for Petrovic at something like plus 400 something, a little bit better than plus 400. But what did you see there?
Yeah, all they have on FanDuel is the 2-3 KO, and it's plus 470.
The 2-3 KO, huh? Yeah, let's do the 2-3 KO then, plus 470. Why not? That's a bet that I already have, and that's a better line than what I got actually just putting the best round 3 and round 2 KO props that were available on all the websites. So that's a good number over there on FanDuel. That is actually a little bit better than if you just add up the implied probabilities of the best 2-3 KO props that are available on the market.
Yep. What I will say is I think one of us will be right here. I think one of us will hit it, and they're both big plus money props. So would be kind of surprised if it went any other way other than Liang Na round 1 or Petrovic 2-3. Yeah. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Liang Na by Gary Goodridge style crucifix in round 1.
That would be something else. You remember that Gary Goodridge crucifix? He was wearing a gi. Man, that's how old that footage is. He's wearing a gi in a cage. That was wild.
I don't know. I feel like if Liang Na wins, it's just going to be something stupid, like an arm bar, something dumb. But I'll be rooting for it. We got Adam saying, "What's up? What is up, Adam? Petrovic all the way. Save your bets." Yeah, she should go out there and win. Petrovic wins in round 1 or 2 plus 110. Betting Liang Na's opponent in 2-3 is a system play. Hopefully we don't see another Judah Vicious, Cachoeira late stoppage. These refs, man, yeah, that one still stings me, Wheezy. I had Jasmine Jazz Vicious KO2 and KO3 at just stupid prices. KO2 plus 2,000, KO3 plus 3,000. She beats the brakes off of Cachoeira and then subs her. So that one still stings till this day. But yep, agreed. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. We have James Yantop going against Chris Padilla. We got Yantop sitting as a minus 440 favorite, one of the biggest favorites on the card. Padilla is sitting as a plus 340 underdog. Believe it or not, looks like Yantop opened up at minus 170. So money's been pouring in on him throughout the week. Wheezy, I'll let you kick this one off. Is there anything sticking out in this fight to you?
Brady, I am very excited to pass on this fight. I'm not getting anywhere near it. Nor should you, nor should our viewing public right now. I just don't do it. Who cares? This is a wild fight. You got this guy Yantop. He's fighting Padilla on short notice. Padilla takes the fight on less than 1 week's notice. We got Yantop, who barely made, or he didn't even make weight. He came in a half pound heavy. So bad weight cut for him. Not a guy you lay minus 440 on. I don't think you really want to throw the plus 340 on the unknown here in Padilla. This has got pass written all over it, and I am excited to stay away from this fight completely.
Yep, and I would agree if I didn't have to pass on some of these other trash fights like the Maze fight, but I have to go with something here because there are some other spots I really don't want to bet on. And I did find a spot that I don't mind. It's and it's not even a great line, but it's Yontop to win in round 2 or round 3 by knockout. It's plus 290. And yeah, I like Yontop. You know, I like the striking, I like the power, I like the volume. We have Padilla who's taken this fight on very, very short notice. And in Yontop's fight on the Contender Series against Malik Lewis, he hurt him in every single round. I think officially he dropped him twice, but he hurt him to the body multiple times. He rocked him at the end of the first round. This is a guy in Yontop who has incredible cardio. He pushes a pace. So with Padilla coming in here on short notice, I do think this fight gets extended. I don't think Padilla is a complete bum, but I think Yontop can put it on him late and maybe get that late finish. Again, it's not the best price. They're really all over it, but KO 2-3 plus 290 for me on the Yontop side. And if I had 4 passes, I probably would be passing on this one as well. Let's see here. Is Liang Na retiring? She might be done in the UFC after this fight. But what I was saying earlier this week, like, even if she does lose this fight, like, re-sign her. You know, she's exciting. She's fun. I've never seen a boring Liang Na fight. So, you know, give her the Lacerda treatment. I think Lacerda got 6 fights for some reason. Give Liang Na 6 fights. I really hope Na gets chinned for you, Brady. I mean, the thing I like about Liang Na, you know, if she's not winning, she's still getting finished and she's still making me money. I've made money on every single Liang Na fight, and that's because I just bet violence every single time. We got Narco Cop in the building. What is up, Narco Cop? Best of luck to you today. See if you can hit some big props. I watched your show last night. I think we're on a couple of the same spots, so best of luck to you. We got Roland saying Yontop in the over 1.5 for plus 105. Yeah, I like that. I'm seeing the fight the same way. And Remdon saying good morning. It's not morning for me, but it might be morning for you. Good morning, Remdog. All right, let's see here. Lipski fade of the week. We'll talk about that fight. All right, Weezy, let's move on to Ketlin Souza going against Marnik Man. We got Ketlin Souza sitting as a minus 320 favorite. Marnik Man sitting as a plus 270 underdog. And yeah, this is one of the fights where I just can't bring myself to really bet anything on. It's a pretty easy pass for me, using up my first pass of the card. Just don't have anything to say. Like, I think Man's somewhat live. It's just I don't trust her. I don't trust her abilities. I don't trust the game plan. I think Souza probably wins, but just laying minus 320 on Souza is just not you just can't do it. And then in terms of it, like any props, I don't know. So I'm passing on this fight. I want nothing to do with it. And Weezy, did you find anything you like on this one here?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this fight, and I think even more accurate would just to be to leave the P off the start of that word and just say ass, because I'm not doing this, man. No chance in hell. Not betting on the underdog, not laying minus 320 on Souza, not betting this fight. Next.
Yeah, so Weezy using up his second pass of the card. Weezy have 1 pass left. I'm using up my first pass of the card, and I have 2 passes left. This is a trap. Man will put a sub in slow motion style. I don't. Maybe. I mean, Souza has been subbed a couple times. Morning of the fight's about to start. Yeah, it might be morning for Remdog. You never know. I'm not sure where Remdog is from. We got John Doe in the building. Still trying to figure out this week's prop to post. Yeah, shout out to John Doe. He won my contest I did on my betting breakdown video. I said, put the biggest long shot prop, and he put Max Holloway round 5. And it was a stupid line on, I think it was Hard Rock. They were giving him plus 5,000. He put 40 on it to win like 2K. So shout out to him for that. Appreciate you, John Doe, for the dono. Souza is tiny. So is Man. Like, isn't Man like 5 feet tall, if that?
The sawed-off Savage is 5 feet tall.
It's 11 where Ren Dog's at. So that's kind of morning. All right, let's just move on to this next fight. And it's probably even worse. We got Kyle Machado going against Dontel Mays. We got a straight pick'em here. We got Dontel Mays opened up a pick'em. He was sitting at plus 110 for a second. It's now back to a pick'em. Kyle Machado opened up minus 110. He was sitting at plus money for a second. It's now about at a pick'em here. And I'll kick us off once more, and that's because I'm just passing on this one. I want nothing to do with it. I probably would have bet Machado at plus money, and I probably would have felt terrible about it all week. Probably would have lost some good sleep over it. Thankfully, I did not pull the trigger. I missed the line, and at this point, I really don't see myself pulling the trigger on anything in this fight. No props sticking out. I mean, I think this fight goes the distance, but laying minus 150 on a fight goes in a heavyweight fight just seems terrible. Yeah, I'm using up my second pass on this one. Wheezy, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, so I was gonna be like, all right, let's see what fight goes is, but at minus 150, you don't lay minus 150 on heavyweight fight goes. So then you got to say, well, whose decision prop do you like better? And I'm on Bet Online right now, and I see Mays by decision at plus 250. I see Machado by decision plus 190. And the way I see it is Mays has got a little bit of grappling upside here. He could potentially get takedowns and a little bit of ground and pound and some control time. He's the more experienced fighter who's fought the better brand of competition. And he's probably the guy that has more power on the feet. So instead of, taking that minus 150 for fight goes, I'll just flip that coin and then say Dontel Mays by points is a better decision line than Kyle Machado by points. So whatever the best Mays by decision line is what I'm going to go with here. But, once again, Brady, this is not a fight that I'm betting. This is the kind of one you have buyer's remorse on after you bet it. And if you get it wrong, getting a Dontel Mays fight wrong, it's one of those things that'll stick in your craw for a minute. It'll mess with your mental. And it could be something that kind of sticks in your head over the next 3 weeks and causes you to make mistakes in the future. So while I'm betting it for this one, once again, even with Drake's money, I'm not betting this fight, man. So staying away, but the best bet official pick for your Uncle Wheezy is going to be Dontel Mays by decision. Hold your nose and take the plus 250.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not passing on this fight. Shout out to Lou. He's bringing up the yam bags, and the yam bags makes too much sense.
It does
not to play it here. You and Lou have like a thing you guys go off for yam bags. What is it? Southpaw versus Orthodox?
Yeah, it opens up sack kicks, and because most Orthodox fighters are not comfortable around Southpaws, they don't get that look. There's just so much more of a potential for eye pokes when you're going out there and trying to parry that lead hand, which is right in front of you. And then when you're throwing those kicks to the body, you're used to doing it against somebody of the same stance, wind up going to the sack a lot more than you normally would, especially in the clinch too with knees.
Yeah, and it makes sense. But my analysis for yam bags is I typically like to pick the most hilarious fight on the card, which I think it's probably the Liang Na fight, but I'm not sure that goes all that long. I think this is the second most hilarious fight on the card, and I can see all kinds of nonsense. I can see cage grabs, I can see nut shots, I can see eye pokes. I think the ref might take a point just because both guys are so bad. I mean, the ref just might be like, "Come here, Mace, come here." It's a point. Machado, come here. It's 1 point. It's 1 point. You guys are terrible. Awful.
And they say, for what foul? And go, for an ass fight. Now get back in there and fucking do better. Gary Copeland.
He might take a point because Mays is just so slow. Just walking out, just taking his time, getting to the cage. Automatic point. Yeah, I could see so many point deduction scenarios and at plus 2,000. So shout out to Lou. Wasn't even thinking about that for the show, but I should have been. And yeah, doing the yam bags plus 2,000 point deduction there. One unit to win 20. Let's get it. Monk liking it. Just because they line fights doesn't mean we have to bet them or watch. Yeah, I wasn't gonna watch the fight, but now I'm gonna root for like a point deduction.
Yeah, I think it's a great bet. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't made that bet yet. I'm throwing $5 on that to win 100.
It makes too much sense. I feel like Mays is gonna get the win. Somebody's gonna get the win. I think somebody's got to win, right?
This could be a great draw spot. Give me a plus 6,600 on a draw. That's a great dude. This is the kind of fight that ends with a yam bag and a draw. I'm going on DraftKings right now. I'm betting the draw and I'm betting the yam bags. Let's go.
I wonder if they let you parlay them up, same game parlay. You bet a point deduction and draw, get something crazy. But yeah, something stupid's gonna happen in this fight. You got to imagine. So. This fight is so bad. Give me something stupid like round 2 sub Machado plus at 3,000. Yeah, just why not? Why not sprinkle a little something? Make it interesting. Lou likes it. I like it. Let's see if we can hit it. Yam bags is a point deduction. PCP must be new here, which is fine. We appreciate new viewers weekly, but it is a point.
Such
deduction.
A great name, dude. A PCP chimpanzee. I love it. You know what PCP is, Brady?
No, what is it?
Oh my God. So it's like a drug from the 80s that was literally driving people crazy. And like if somebody was on PCP, it would take like 9 cops to bring this guy down without shooting him. Like if you ever saw the end scene of Scarface where, like Tony Montana's just getting like, shot to ribbons with a machine gun and he stands there just taking it because he's on so much cocaine. It's this like PCP is like cocaine times 100. So this guy is a chimpanzee that's on PCP. He's going to be dangerous. He's going to be extremely dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. I like it. Can you make a proper chart? Who do you want to win? Again, you must be new here, which is fine. We do appreciate new viewers, but that's not what we're doing here. We do have some money lines, but we're doing props. We're doing, all that. So it's just not who do you want to win. It's props and all that. All right. PCP is 1980s bath salts. Sound right?
That's such a great comparison, man. PCP was unbelievable.
PCP was the worst thing about the 80s. Also, does anyone have any PCP?
So perfect.
Oh, what is up? What is up, Billy? All right, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on to Michael Figlak going against Austin Hubbard. We got Michael Figlak opened up plus 130, minus 175 currently. Austin Hubbard opening up minus 150 currently, plus 150. I didn't think it could get any worse than the Dontel Mays fight, but here we are. Weezy, what are you liking for this fight here?
Again, I am not getting my money anywhere near this fight, but for the sake of this show, Brady, Figlak by decision around plus 135, plus 140, but Hubbard by decision plus 240. And we saw that massive hole in Figlak's game in the wrestling defense, the grappling. And, when Hubbard's more experienced, he's fought the better brand of competition, pretty good everywhere, good toughness, good conditioning. I think that this is going to be a close fight, man. So once again, I think it goes to decision. I'm just picking the fatter decision prop here because I think either one of these guys can win. But disclaimer, I'm not betting this fight, and I'm only putting out a line here because I have to, and that is Austin Hubbard by decision at plus 240. Don't bet this fight, please. Figlak's on like over a year and a half layoff, and he's very young. So he could come back looking like the second coming of George St. Pierre for all we know. He could come back looking incredible. And Austin Hubbard is just like this guy that is always right here, He's never going to do anything spectacular. He's never going to go out there looking like he's just complete trash. He's going to be in the fight. So it's a stay away, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely staying away. I'm using up my second pass on this fight. It's just a fight I don't feel great about. Like, I really struggled to get to minus 175 on Figlak after watching that Zion fight. It was probably like one of the worst debuts imaginable. Like, not losing to Zion, it's just how he lost to Zion. Just getting ragdolled, getting out grappled by far as Zion. Just not the best look. But I do think we're going to see a much better version of Figlak. He's had about 2 years off. And you do watch him outside of that Zion fight. He does look pretty solid, but yeah, you're right. Hubbard does have a path to victory here. It's dog or pass, but I struggled to get to Hubbard as well. I'm passing on this one, using up my second pass there. These three fights in a row, this could be the worst 3-fight stretch I've ever seen in my life. Ketlin Souza, Marnik Mann, Don Telmaze, Kyle Machado, Michael Figlak, Austin Hubbard. I mean, you don't see a stretch that bad ever. But after that, it gets really good.
Yeah, it gets a lot better. That's
yeah.
the most important thing to mention, is it does get better from here.
It does get better. Bro, I'm from India, watching your videos. I love UFC, and I'm going to bet on players. That's why I said make the chart, please. Well, I did a prediction video on Monday. I've been doing prediction videos all week. This is just a best bet show. Best bet show. Hubbard points by a lock. Hubbard points is a lock. I don't know. Hubbard and lock, I don't think should ever be in the same sentence. Let's see here. My path to victory here is not watching this fight. Yeah, I don't think I'm watching this one. I don't know. But I'm watching the next one. I hit a 12-leg parlay. All bets were over on one half of a round. Wonder what that came out to. Maybe plus 200. Probably not great, but
still 12 legs.
Yeah, very impressive. They put these fights in a row so you can sneak out to the bar. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Bet Liang Na round 1 plus 1200. That's what I put for the show. Plus 1200. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. We got the featured prelim of the card. We got Victor Henry going against Rani Yahya. And I will let you kick this one off, Weezy. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I've got a track bet on this fight for the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 105 for 1.05 units. But for the sake of the show, I'm going to give you a Victor Henry inside the distance at a better number at plus 135. And it's just, I really do think that Rani Yahya is completely washed. I don't like the way that he's reacting to strikes. I mean, like, you go back and you watch that Kyung Ho Kong fight. I mean, Kyung Ho Kong could not miss when he was thrown against him. And Henry's a guy that's got really good takedown defense, and he's got a lot of confidence in his grappling as well. I think that even if Yahya does manage to catch a kick, get him down, try to get to his back, that Victor won't panic. He'll do what he needs to do to get out of there, and he'll just punish him with strikes on the exit of these clinch entries and these takedown attempts of Rani Yahya. And when you're Rani Yahya's age, man, you're not gonna just sit there and try to tough it out for 15 minutes, eating 140 significant strikes from a guy like Victor Henry. So I like Henry to get it done inside the distance here. Plus 135, I think, is the best that I see.
Yep, I'm going the same route, getting a little bit more aggressive. I'm taking the Henry KO in rounds 2 or 3, combination on FanDuel at plus 380. I think, if he wants to, I think he can absolutely finish Yahya here. I think the path is there. If he pushes the pace, stuffs the takedowns, keeps his standing, doesn't go to the mat with this guy, puts it on him, I think he can absolutely stop him, no problem, in that second or third round. Plus 380, it's been hit. I think it was like plus 430 at one point, but still plus 380. I like it. And I think Henry has a really good shot to finish the 40-year-old Rani Yahya. Actually, I think he's 39, it says.
It says 39, my fucking ass. I mean, like, there's no way I'm 11 years older than that guy. No. There is no chance in hell.
No, he's at least 60. At least 60.
He's got to be 61, 62 is what I was going to say, Brady.
Yeah, he's not in his 30s. Like, come on, that's not right. But yeah, I'm taking that Henry 2-3 KO. You're taking Henry inside the distance. I think he has a good shot to finish this guy. All right. I can imagine betting Henry inside the distance, then watching him let Yahya up 20 times. That's what a lot of these BJJ guys do. Like, I could see Henry knocking him down 10 times and just going to decision. And then I throw my TV into the Ohio River. Been there, done that. I've had to get so many new TVs over the last several years, Weezy. So many new TV. They're not too cheap these days as well, those TVs. So hopefully that's not the case.
Dude, we don't need any more broken merchandise, man. Not this week. Let's just cash these bets and move on to UFC 301.
Yeah. Oh, we got you type with a dono. Appreciate you. Don't know the currency there in Louisiana.
He said he's from India,
Okay.
so it could be the rupee.
Okay. Yeah. Appreciate you type for the $20 rupee. Appreciate that. Does go a long way. I need to save up. I want to go to International Fight Week, but the tickets are like $2,000. So I need at least another 20,000 rupees to get there.
Yeah, I don't know how many rupees that ticket would be. No clue. My I do have a background in currency conversion, but like I just don't have the charts in front of me, Brady.
Okay, we'll get it together tonight, and we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Definitely need some more rupees to attend UFC 303. Yeah, is terrible at fighting. I wouldn't say so. I mean, he's really good at BJJ. He's actually a decent wrestler. It's just he's getting up there in age. He doesn't have the best cardio. Hasn't really fought the best competition, even though he's been in the UFC forever as well. Henry KO or Ronnie by decision. I like it. Maybe Yaya wins via Henry breaking hands on his face. I could see it. Ronnie Nana. Henry KO round 3, plus 1,100. I am on it. The Dogfather on the 70-year-old Ronnie Yaya. Maybe he has one last shot here. I don't know. Fight doesn't go to decision. Means Span, Silva, and Machete. I think all those do finish myself.
Yeah.
Victor Henry by Boston Crab. I can see it. The Ohio River is a lousy with TVs. Yeah, at least six or seven of my TVs have ended up in the Ohio River. A couple phones, a couple laptops. The last time I think it might have been Lupe Godinez versus Angela Hill. Might be the last time I lost a TV there. Let's see. Can you throw me a TV? I might have one to spare. We'll see. What is up, Elijah 1? All right. I think we can move on to this main card. Before we do so, if you guys have not, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, go subscribe to Uncle Weezy, and we're going to be talking about Uros Medic going against Tim Means. Very fun fight here. I will kick this one off. I'll get a little chalky here. I think this is going to be my second chalky play of the week, but I like it. I think it hits. I think this is a violent fight. I think somebody's getting served. Uros Medic has never been the distance. I don't think that changes here. I think both guys have multiple paths to finish. I think Uros Medic is live for a knockout, maybe a club and sub, and then Tim Means is also live for a knockout, maybe a sub. We've seen Medic get subbed twice in his career. I'm just going with the under 2.5, minus 175. It's chalky, but I struggle to see this fight going, this deep into it. So to give me the under 2.5, getting chalky, but I like it. Weezy, what do you like for this fight here?
Yeah, I've got a track bet on this fight on the fight ends by sub at plus 500. It's actually available at plus 575 on Bet Rivers. And both of these guys have been finished, right? A ton of times in their career. 11 total finish losses between Uros Medic and Tim Means. 9 of those 11 inside the distance losses for these guys are by submission. And I know that Uros doesn't have much of a submission game. He's definitely more of a pure kickboxer. But, both of these guys have got a ton of power. And I think the club and sub is absolutely live. And when you think of that statistic, that these guys have lost inside the distance 9 times by KO or 9 times by submission and only twice by KO, right? When you look at that and compare it to a fight doesn't go to decision line at minus 240 or minus 260 in some spots, and compare that to fight ends by sub at plus 575, I think that you see that it wouldn't be something you're going to put a whole unit on. But man, for a little quarter unit sprinkle, it's a plus EV play. It really takes into consideration that while however guys are going to win fights is one half of the equation, the other half of that equation is how are they going to lose it? Because somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. And the losing condition for these guys when it's inside the distance is over 80% by submission. So plus 575 fight ends by sub. I think it's a great fat plus money number. Like I said, I wouldn't put a whole unit on it. It's a good quarter unit sprinkle, but it's a good plus EV play.
Yep. That can't be ignored. I mean, 9 of these 11 losses inside the distance between the two have come by submission. I was looking at that exact play myself. Didn't quite get to it. I just played the fight doesn't go decision like a puss, but But yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Medic inside the distance, I would lean that way as well. But it's like minus 150, minus 160. Not the best price, but I think it hits. Medic looks so much better at 170 compared to 155. Got Moneyline Mills saying, let's cash my guys. Will Means need a medic, or will medic have to have the means to finish? Tune in next time. Shout out to Monk. Parlay, Medic, and Figlak at plus 110. I don't know about that. Means is absolutely the best underdog for me. Means fought Griffin. Lost split and won over Dalby, which is a big win. Give me Means money line. Yeah, he's a really big dog here.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I like the Means side actually this week. I just didn't get to the bet because of the age difference. The age difference is absolutely huge in this case, but I think it's going to be a violent fight.
Yeah, Urs only subs are triangle chokes in Alaska, but yeah, I mean, but the path is there for Medici because when Means gets hurt, he literally just shoots in every single time. So we'll see if he can like snatch up a neck here. I think that's what it would have to be. He's not gonna triangle Tim Means off his back. It had to be like a guillotine or something with Means hurt. Violence. If this fight goes the distance, I quit. We've seen much crazier fights go the distance. We've seen Jailton Almeida mount Derek Lewis for 20 minutes. So if this fight goes the distance, I won't be quitting, but it would be kind of shocking. Brady, is it hard to watch UFC on a black and white TV? I don't have a black and white TV, so I don't know.
It's hard to watch anything on a black and white TV. I remember we had them back when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a black and white TV. Hard to rely on a 40-year-old. This is a young man's sport. Well, some 40-year-olds have been winning. OSP beat Kennedy and Zachukwu.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was another 40-year-old that got it done not too long ago as well. So, all right. Let's move on to the next fight. We have Jonathan Pierce going against David Onama, one of my favorite fights on the card here. And one of your favorite fighters, if not your favorite fighter. I think it's between Pierce and Fluffy, right, Weezy?
I love the way that those guys fight. You know, it's just really fun watching guys that put that pace on their opponents, and you really find out, you know, how dirty somebody's willing to get, how far into that deep end of the pool are they willing to go and swim and see if they can, you know, outlast their opponent. And so JSP's one of those guys, man, and he's a really fun fighter to watch.
Yeah, he is. And I'm kind of shooting for the moon with this prop here. So did I tell you that I had a dream that David Onama knocked out Jonathan Pierce?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, man. Pierce has been finished in 4 or 5 losses, and Onama's got ridiculous power.
Yeah, I don't know why, but sometimes I have these dreams about fights. Like the last time it happened, I had a dream that Renat Fakhretdinov somehow, some way took Andreas Michailidis to decision. And it was a terrible dream. I woke up in cold sweats screaming, no, because I had a big bet on the fight doesn't go for obvious reasons. And then
I had a max bet on fight doesn't go to decision there. I got it at like plus 115 too. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
You did.
Andreas Michailidis fight, I mean, it closed at like minus 200. I beat all kinds of line movement, and I sat there horrified with my jaw on the floor watching that fight for 15 minutes. And then I proclaimed that Renat Fakhretdinov would finish nobody in the UFC.
Same.
And then he finishes Kevin Lee in the very first round after I made that proclamation via guillotine choke after dropping him. Sometimes this sport can be just incredible.
Yeah, sometimes it just makes no sense. Like, how do you not finish on, like, you have to try not to finish Andreas Michailidis. You have to try not to. But yeah, I had a dream about that fight, went to decision. I had a dream Onama knocked out Pierce for some reason, and it was like a vivid dream. So I'm hoping that's not the case. But what I'm going with here is I'm going with Pierce round 3, plus 1,000, just with the way this guy fights. You know, Pierce is a guy that's just going to push a pace. Onama missed weight, which, you know, some people might think it's a good thing. Some people might think it's a bad thing, but you know, maybe he had a rough cut. Maybe he didn't have the best camp. And didn't this fight like recently get added, Weezy? Like not too long ago.
Yeah, when I was creating the spreadsheet for this fight, which I usually do about 2 weeks in advance, but it was a little bit later this time, that this fight had been added after I started the spreadsheet. So I was kind of surprised, you know, because these are 2 fairly big name fighters. You know, Onama and Pierce both have followings and people like these guys. So I was surprised to see them on an Apex card less than 2 weeks out from the card itself. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing on this side, and you're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, I'm going JSP round 3 plus 1,000. JSP round props are always in play. This is a guy that just breaks you down. He wears on you. He puts you in bad spots, and he gets you out of there a lot of times. So JSP round 3 plus 1,000 can never go wrong with the JSP prop, and that's what I'm taking, shooting for the stars here. Wheezy, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I've got 2 track bets on, or actually 3 track bets on this fight. I've got JSP by decision at plus 265. I've got JSP round 3 at plus 1,000 for a quarter unit. And I also have the over 1.5 rounds parlayed up here at minus 200. But actually, that's available now on Bet Rivers around minus 175. I think that's a great parlay piece. But what I'm going to give you is just combining the round 3 decision for JSP here at plus 188 on Bet Rivers. JSP round 3 or decision plus 188. I don't think taking a JSP fight for anybody on 2 weeks' notice is a good idea. And that's what happened here. You need to prepare your conditioning, to fight the kind of style of fight that JSP brings. And the constant takedown attempts, the complete refusal to ever fuck off is something that really breaks people late in fights. And as durable as Onama is, and as tough as he is, and as much heart as he has, I just think that he's not going to be able to keep this dude off of him, and eventually he might break.
Yep, makes sense. So I think hopefully it ends in round 3 and we're both right. That'd be nice. But would obviously be a lot bigger. So I hope that's the case. Round 3, Jonathan Pierce can never go wrong. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Gary Copeland, like I said, I hope they don't let Gary Copeland in the Apex. Bogdan decision 33-1. I think Tristan might be on that PCP, with that comment. So I don't know if that PCP is going around, but Tristan might have gotten a hold of it. Let's see here. Gosh, let's see. Is Mashadi dusting that dude up? I would say so. Am I crazy to think Onama missed weight on purpose? I would hope that's never the case with these fighters. But to give him an advantage against a wrestler, he didn't look sucked out. Like I said, I hope it's not the case, but you never know. Yeah, you never know. You'll have to ask David Onama. I got some units on David Onama. Yeah, this money lines came down a little bit, I think, right? Like Jonathan Pierce was as low as minus
170 most of the week. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been closing up a little bit. So there are some people on Onama. Just saying Marnik Man is terrible. And I think I'm betting her at plus 275. If I lose, it's my own fault. I mean, Jeff, we've all had some bad bets. Like I laid chalk on Gina Mazzani against Priscilla Cachoeira. Yeah. I bet Sergey Spivak against Cyril Gahn. We all have just terrible bets. And at least you're getting big plus money with Marnik Man. But yeah, that could end up looking like a terrible bet. We shall see. This card is absolute junk. I think this main card's fire.
Yeah.
Onama KO. Yep, I can see it. Onama sub. JSP has been subbed a lot. I think 3-4 times. Onama round 1 or round 2. I think if he gets it done, it is probably early. PCP is horse tranquilizer. Real talk. Yeah, I'm not familiar with PCP, so I don't know. But Wheezy is like the PCP expert, or Lou.
Not an expert, dude. It's just it's a funny thing, I mean, it's one of those drugs. It's just like if you're doing PCP, you've made some serious errors in your life along the way that led you to that choice.
We all make bad choices. Like I parlayed up Lupe Godinez and Martin Budai at one point in my life. So. All right, let's move on to this next fight. We got Janata Denise going against Austin Lane. We got Denise sitting as a minus 310 favorite. Austin Lane sitting as a plus 260 underdog. Wheezy, I have a feeling that this may be your ass shaving of the week here. So take it away. What do you got?
Yeah, it is the ass shaving of the week. I think Janata Denise is going to absolutely destroy Austin Lane. I don't think Lane has the necessary MMA skills to drag Janice into a fight where he'll be uncomfortable. And where Janice is comfortable, is at distance striking range as a kickboxer. He does his best work there. He's got a shit ton of power, and he's fought way better kickboxers as a professional kickboxer than what Austin Lane is. So I think Denise wins. I think he makes it look easy, but what's not easy is finding a way to make money on this fight. This line is gotten ridiculous. When I gave this out as the ass shaving of the week on Tuesday night, Brady, Denise was minus 225. I parlayed him up earlier in the week at like minus 220, I think. Now he's minus 310, and minus 330 on a lot of sites. So even the first round KO was minus 130. Come on, man. So I'm passing on this fight, even though Denise is going to make it look easy. What they've done to the lines is they've taken all of the reason to bet out of it. I think everybody knows what's going to happen, and as a result, you just have to overpay for the props in this fight. So I think it's best to just stay away.
Yeah, if I had an extra pass, I'd be right there with you. I'd be passing on this fight, but I'm going to play kind of a disgusting prop, but I think it hits, and it's Janata Denise round 1 knockout, and it's actually been bet throughout the week. It was plus money on Bet365, was plus 100. Now best price, it's minus 125, which is really gross, laying minus 125 on a first round knockout prop, but I really don't see it going any other way. Denise, all 6 of his wins come in the first round. Austin Lane, all 4 of his losses come in the first round. Think it's simple as that. I don't see this fight getting to the second. So yeah, give me Denise KO1. Not the best price, but what can you do? Gotta find something. Can't pass on them all. Let's see here. It's wild how bad Austin Lane is. Austin Lane's about to get teed off on.
Yeah. It's a bad fight for Austin. It's just a bad fight for him. This guy's like a house, dude. He's built like a Lego. He's just like square, and he hits so hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun fight. I like Denise's style. He comes forward and tries to take your head off.
Yeah,
and I think Austin Lane's head might fall off with one of these big shots land.
That's for sure.
Denise is a good parlay play with the under 1.5. Yeah, I think the under 1.5 is a very solid parlay spot. Lane cut by Tuesday, unfortunately, potentially, I'd say so. First, didn't trust Denise and picked Lane, but after watching some tape, he is a power tank. He is a tank. All right, let's keep moving on. We have Karina Silva going against Ariana Lipski. We have, some big line movement here. So last week, like a week and a half ago, Silva was sitting at plus money. She is no longer plus money. She's now minus 179. People are laying the hammer down on Karina Silva at this point. And Ariana Lipski is sitting as a plus 150 underdog. So I'll take it away here. I bet on Silva to win in either rounds 1 or rounds 2 at plus 175. And I want to see if that line is I'm guessing it's not still there with as much money as coming on Silva. Yeah, it's still there. So Silva, round 1 or round 2 at plus 175. I think at this point, that's the best way to play her. I think that's absolutely her win condition. She has 17 wins. All 17 of them come in the first or second round. If this fight does get to the third round, I worry about her. I worry about her winning this fight. So yeah, I think if Silva wins, it's early, and you're getting a decent plus number there. So Silva 1-2 plus 175. But yeah, this money line has really gotten out of hand because minute for minute, like you could argue that Lipski's probably the minute winner here. It's just the moment winner is all Silva with the grappling, with the power as well. So I'm taking Silva 1-2, but yeah, this money line's getting crushed, which is kind of surprising. Weezy, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I got the exact same thing, and it's ridiculous to think that Karina Silva, the money line right now is almost 65% implied, and you can get at plus 175 Silva rounds 1-2, which is basically like 36% implied. So you can take go from 36% to 65%, almost 30% of implied probability off the price of her money line to get her for 100% of her past win condition here. And Lipski's been finished before too. She's gotten finished in the second round by the bad Shevchenko and Montana De La Rosa, when those fights went to the ground. Now, Lipski has shown really good takedown defense, and she's got excellent distance striking. I think she's better technically everywhere, and my official pick is Lipski by decision, but I really do think that plus 175 for 100% of Karina Silva's win condition is something that, we're playing numbers here. We're not playing favorites. So I played that number for 1 unit, plus 175 Karina Silva to win in rounds 1 or 2.
Yep, we're both on the same side. I think that's absolutely the best way to play Silva at this point. Let's see. We got Flo saying he lives right next to the Ohio River on the Indiana side. So there you go. Easy access to throw your TV in there. I used to live like 15 minutes from the Ohio River. Now I live probably like closer to 45 minutes. So now it's a drive. Now I got to put my TV into my car, drive about 45 minutes sitting there. Oh, I bet on Lupi Godinez again. And then I got to throw my TV into the Ohio River, and it's about a 45-minute drive now. So, and gas prices are getting ridiculous. So I'm hoping none of that happens tonight. Minus 175. It's surprising. It's very she was an underdog not too long ago, like a week ago. Major upset incoming. I hope not. Karina looks so jacked at weigh-ins. Karina Silva money line or decision. I doubt she gets a sub here, but let's see. I am actually picking like a club and sub for Silva. But Lipski's never been subbed. She's been knocked out 4 times, though. Lipski decision only. Yep. And it's a plus 100 on Bet Rivers, actually, which I think is interesting because Silva's literally never won a decision ever or even won a fight that's went to the 3rd round. Talk about how Lipski married her 50-year-old coach. I did not know that. Brady, where is the Liang Na wig? I think I have it right here. I'm not going to put it on because Liang Na showed up with a brunette this past weigh-in, so I'm not sure what's up with that. So this wig is probably going in the trash regardless. But if she does win, I guess I'll have to buy a new wig. Let's see here. We got Dixon saying, sorry, I've been absent. I'm at work shopping at Restaurant Depot. All good, Dixon. All good, Dixon. Lipski's getting subbed. And yeah, I think Lipski has an OnlyFans as well, if I'm not mistaken. Dixon, you're supposed to be letting us know that. But I'm pretty sure.
He's at work, though.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're at work or wherever you're at. I mean, you got to let us know, Dixon. This is very, very important. And all right. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Ryan Spann going against Bogdan Guskov. We got Ryan Spann sitting as a minus 193 favorite. Bogdan Guskov sitting as a plus 168 underdog. Weezy, we'll kick it to you. What are you liking for this co-main event?
Yeah, I think Spann just runs through this dude. I've seen so many people on Bogdan Guskov this week, and I'm just frankly shocked about it. Where is Bogdan Guskov better than Ryan Spann in any aspect of mixed martial arts?
I think he could be like a better horror film actor, like the killer in like a horror film. That's
yeah, but I mean, even terrifying. Spann would be terrifying in that role at 6'5". I mean, like the guy's an absolute giant. I mean, I think you could say maybe in the boxing, maybe in the distance striking. Guskov's got a lot of power. He's flashed it, but so is Spann. It's not like Spann doesn't have crazy power. It's not like this dude doesn't have canned hams for fists. It's not like, he didn't break Anthony Smith's orbital in the last fight, easily with one shot. He's got crazy power, but he's taller. He's longer. He's more experienced overall. He's more experienced at the UFC level. He's fought, beaten, and lost to the much better brand of competition. He's got the better grappling. He's got the better submission game. And he's got just as much power on the feet as Bogdan. So I think Spann's going to run through this dude. The round 1 props, though, are absolutely ridiculous. So, but Spann round 2 is plus 700, and Bogdan Guskov has 0 conditioning. I think that's part of the reason that he doesn't get his hands up above his waist ever, is because it's just, it does take energy to put your hands up, So I think he just kind of keeps him down here, and he's like, this way, I'll have 2.5 minutes of conditioning instead of 1 minute and 45 seconds. So I think Spann's going to destroy this dude, but I'm hoping he waits until round 2 to do it. Round 2 plus 700, Ryan Spann.
Plus 700 for Ryan Spann round 2. Kind of with you there. I'm taking the span to win in rounds 1 or 2. It's minus 120 best price, which I think it was a better price earlier this week. But regardless, I think Span wins this fight as well. I think he wins it early. Bogdan Guskov, I don't trust his cardio, his durability. He's very hittable, and like you said, Weez, he's just a much better fighter. I think he's better everywhere. I think he's dangerous everywhere, but I wouldn't be completely shocked if Guskov knocked him out. I mean, at the end of the day, Guskov does hit very hard, and we've seen Span, just drop the ball in fights where he should absolutely be able to go out there and win. But yeah, I think I'm going with Span here. I think he gets it done in round 1 or round 2, minus 120 there. But you're taking a big prop at plus 700.
Yeah, just taking the shot because the difference between round 1 and round 2 is just absolutely massive. And I think that Guskov's going to be dangerous, obviously, for round 1. That's when he gets 90% of his finishes or whatever it is. I mean, obviously, he's a front-loaded fighter. So, I think if I were Saif Saud and I was, making a game plan for Ryan, I'd tell Ryan, look, clinch up with this dude, wear on him, take him down a couple of times, make him, go down and up. I mean, at least Span's been to decision 6 times in his career and has won 3 of those fights. Bogdan Guskov's got 4 minutes of cardio. I mean, look, he's taking huge breaths, even at 3 minutes into the Zach Pauga fight. And Pauga's nowhere near, just because this guy knocked out Zach Pauga, it doesn't mean he's going to knock out Ryan Span. Span would be minus 500 against Pauga.
Yep. Minus 1,000, maybe. I mean, is Pauga still on the roster? Do you know?
I hope not.
I hope not either.
I hope not. That guy's terrible, man. That guy, I bet on that guy against Bogdan Guskov, right? And I lost that money. But if I bet on Pauga to beat him and I pass on Ryan Span to shave this dude's ass, I'm an idiot. So I have to go. I have to double down and say that this dude Guskov is a fraud. Somebody gave him a brown belt. And I remember that you were showing that tape of like his, I'm like, did that guy watch the Ozdemir fight? Did he see Bogdan get taken down 3 minutes into a fight and rear naked choke by a pure striker? Did he see that? Because I was surprised. I was surprised that Bogdan didn't tap from having that brown belt wrapped around his waist. So I don't know what happened to Brady here. I think maybe his StreamYard just kind of cut out. But we are at Span Guskov, which is the co-main event, which means I believe we're going to be going back to the main event. And here comes Brady. There he is. All right.
What happened?
I think your StreamYard is just mad at you, dude.
I don't know what it is, man. It's either StreamYard, it's either my laptop, but I kind of just got this laptop, so I would hope it's
Sergey
not
Spivak outside.
He might be. It might mess with the signal there. You never know. All right, I do want to get to some of these comments. Let's see. Span KO. Spantastic. Span lost the face-off. I didn't know the face-off was a competition. Span lost his mojo. Okay. Span by sub, just like he did Kudalaba. I'm telling you, distance is value. Quite often, 2 big finishers come together and we get a scared kind of fight. I get it, but Bogdan Guskov just doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to come in there and fight scared. That's just not how he fights. You got the over 0.5 rounds of plus money. They put that prop out 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we're going to show the spreadsheet very, very shortly here. All right. And Sniper saying get the likes up. I agree. Gustav decision to the moon. It's gonna be I hope this fight's not a snooze fest. I don't see it. Guskov or Spivak for the scariest looking heavyweight. It's I think Guskov's a light heavyweight, but yeah, Spivak's definitely more terrifying looking, I think.
I agree. I do definitely agree to that.
All right, so we'll move on to the main event then. We got Matheus Nicolau going against Alex Perez. We got Matheus Nicolau minus 175, Alex Perez plus 150. I'm going to kick us off here, and that's because I'm going to use up my third and final pass on this fight. I don't know, just not really anything sticking out. Like, I could see this fight playing out a ton of different ways. I think Nicolau wins. It's just I don't really trust him. I don't trust the chin, the durability. I don't trust the volume. I don't trust the willingness to grapple, but I still think he wins. But I'm not sure how. Like, I could see him winning by submission. I can see him maybe even hurting Perez, finishing him by knockout. I could see maybe a decision. So I just really want nothing to do with this fight. I feel like this fight could kind of suck just with the way Nicolau fights. He's just like so low volume at times. So I'm just passing on this one, Wheezy. But what do you have for this fight? Because you are out of passes.
Yeah, so I've got the fight doesn't start round 3 at plus 195 here, Brady. I have a bet on this fight, the under 4.5 rounds at minus 105. I bet that for 1.05 units to win one. And it's a Nicolau. These guys get finished all the time. I think 11 combined losses, and I think 9 of them are inside the distance. So, and it's a 5-round fight. We've never seen Alex Perez go into the championship rounds at the UFC level, and we've never seen Matheus Nicolau do it either. So why not bet the fight to end inside the first 3 rounds? I got the under 4.5 at minus 105, but now it's like minus 135 or something like that. So I can't sign on at that price because of the way Nicolau fights. He avoids action. Nicolau's very aware that he's not the most durable guy. And he fights in a style that you would expect somebody that's aware of their durability problems to fight. He skirts around the outside of the cage. He makes you chase him. He explodes in with big shots and tries to exit out on angles to stay safe. And it works for him. Great striking defense. He mixes in the takedowns occasionally by getting his opponent to chase him and then ducking underneath and getting reactive double legs. So there are things that Nicolau does really well, but I think if there's going to be a finish in this fight, we're going to see it in the first half of the fight, not in the second half of the fight, when both of these guys are fresh and potentially dry. So fight doesn't start round 3, plus 195. That's the bet for this one.
Wow, it's plus 195?
That's what I got for fight doesn't start round 3. So
All
that's the first 2. It's not fight doesn't start round 4. It's fight doesn't start round 3.
Plus 195. All right. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat, and then we will get to the best bet for the entire card. Next thing, garbage main event. Love the main event. Asking if Nick is a casual. GOAT main event. This is a worse main event than Derek Lewis Nascimento. I don't know about that. Hard to think. This one goes the distance, perhaps a slight edge for Nicolau, but man, gotta skip this one for your own good. You never know. You never know. You never know. All right, Weezy, what we're going to do now is we're going to go and look at these best bets. We're going to see if we got everything correct, and if so, we're going to give our best bet for the entire card. If you hit this best bet, your profit is going to double. So say, for example, Weezy, you say for some reason your best bet is Dontel Mays by decision at plus 250. You'll win 5 units rather than 2.5. So we'll start with me. I'm taking Mahashate Benitez under 2.5 rounds minus 145. I'm taking Liang Na round 1 plus 1,200, one last ride. Yontop KO in rounds 2 or rounds 3 plus 290. Passing on the Souza fight. Machado Mays Yambags plus 2,000, aka a point deduction. Passing on the Figlak fight. Taking Henry to win in rounds 2 or rounds 3 by knockout plus 380. Medic under 2.5 rounds minus 175. Pierce round 3 plus 1,000. Denise KO 1 minus 125. Silva rounds 1 rounds 2 plus 175. Span rounds 1 rounds 2 minus 120. And then passing on the main event. For my best bet, I definitely want to attack a big one. It's between the Mays Yambags, the Liang Na round 1, between those, or even the Pierce round 3. But I think I'm just going to go with Liang Na round 1 for my best bet to win 24 units. One last ride. I'm not sure it hits, but what I am sure of is she's going to do everything in her power to try to make it hit. And I think there might be some solid moments for her, but looking to win 24 units there. All right, Weezy, you're taking the Mahashate under 1.5 rounds plus 135. Petrovic KO in rounds 2 or rounds 3 plus 470. Passing on the Yontop fight, passing on the Souza fight. You're taking Mays decision plus 250. Hubbard decision plus 240. Henry inside the distance plus 135. The Medic fight ends by submission plus 575. Pierce round 3 decision plus 188. Passing on the Denise fight. Silva winning in round 1 or round 2 plus 175. Span fight won't start, or Span round 2 plus 700. And the Nicolau fight won't start round 3 at plus 195. Weezy, does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for the entire card?
Yeah, that is all correct. And it's going to be Petrovic KO rounds 2 or 3. I think the one thing that we can count on the most on this card is that Na Liang's conditioning is trash. And once this fight gets out of the first round, all the threat will be gone from her. And then Petrovic takes her down and starts landing that ground and pound. 3 of her 5 finishes are by ground and pound KO, and all 3 of Na Liang's finish losses in the UFC come by way of ground and pound. So I'm looking for the ground and pound finish. Rounds 2 or 3 doesn't make any difference to me. I spread it so that I would win the same amount either way.
Yep, makes sense to me. I think I'm hoping one of us are right. If one of us aren't right, I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
I think a lot of people are going to be out money. Like if Na Liang gets a 3rd round finish, like Vegas is going to be laughing their asses off, and they will literally have won 100% of the bets that they took. So you just never know, man. This is a wild sport that we bet on.
It absolutely is. All right, so there you go. Those are the bets for UFC Vegas 91. Thank you all for watching. If you guys could like on your way out, we have 22 away from 100 likes. If we can hit the 100 like mark, that'd be awesome. If you're not doing it for me, at least do it for Liang Na. You know, she's going to go out there. She's going to give it her all, and that's really all you can ask for. Just, you know, somebody giving it their all. And I think me and Weezy gave it our all, you know, on this show. So Weezy, let the people know what's up. Where can they find you? And talk a little bit about, you know, probability. I'm looking forward to it, and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so you can find me on my YouTube channel, Uncle Weezy. You can find me on Pub Sports Radio, and then you can find Brady and I doing probability going forward. It's going to be it's going to be free next week, but it's going to be pay-per-view going forward from there. And I have a phenomenal MMA UFC bettors statistics package that's for not only money line bettors, prop bettors, but also for DraftKings, or I'm sorry, for Prize Picks and underdog players. For DFS players, I've got statistics for all the fighters on the card for DraftKings DFS, FanDuel DFS, Prize Picks DFS, and underdog DFS. So we're going to be giving a comprehensive UFC statistics package that goes into detail and finds plus EV bets for over-under bets, for inside the distance, KO, submission, decision bets, gives you all the available DFS information, gives you all the available Prize Picks and underdog fantasy information, $25 a month, pay-per-view only content and access to our weekly show probability that will allow the viewers and the members of the Patreon to get the most out of this stats package, because I'll be taking you through the plus EV bets with Brady every single week. And it's not just about the data, Brady. It's about the tape study too. If we're going to do this properly, we've got to utilize everything. So we're going to be looking at tape and looking at all the data and analytics in order to find these spots that stick out, to take advantage of the bookies' mistakes and do it together with the people that support the content. So we're really excited to have that probability show going forward. Keep an eye out for it on Wednesday night on DFS by the Numbers YouTube channel. The only thing left to do, Brady, stack cashed tickets like flapjacks for UFC Vegas 91. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, cannot wait for probability. We're going to go deep. We always go very deep. I think it's a great show, great product as well. Weezy's worked the last couple of years on this, especially a lot lately as well, and it's all ready to go. Looking forward to it. I'll probably put out the link like Monday, get it out nice and early there for you guys. So best of luck, UFC Vegas 91. Enjoy the card, and we'll be back next week for UFC 301. Steve Erceg versus Alexander Pantoja. What a time to be alive. Best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. See you.